All right, so we're actually going live for some inexplicable reason. I'm a boomer.
Surprise!
I'm not really a boomer. I'm Generation X.
And I said we didn't have to announce that we were live. You did it anyways.
But I don't know.
knows it now.
Okay,
He knows.
I don't
it.
understand
It's
why
playing
we're going
mind
live.
games with him.
Right. But we are.
But I'm old.
You're old.
You are old.
The tools for editing into pieces is easier on Twitch. So you can go find us search the Broalition on Twitch. You can watch
All
us
right.
live.
You can watch
So
it on
we
YouTube.
appreciate you watching, but we really don't care if you do because we're just doing this for editing.
This is for
This is for strict editing purposes.
functionality
that's fine.
and efficiency.
And if you're not familiar with our podcast, we just kind of get on there and we talk about current events, politics, from a religious perspective. We watch videos and do reaction videos.
Because
And,
that seems to be the most popular.
Yeah, people like that stuff.
And that's unfortunate. That's not really what we want to talk about.
No, it's not. We want to talk about political issues, religious issues, things like that.
Political issues are religious issues. So.
Yeah, true.
In some regard. Speaking of which, it's a nice segue. Do you guys? I have never watched a debate, and I'm not going to watch a debate as long as they keep letting liberals host the Republican debates.
Yeah, kind of. As
Are there
Vivek
good
said-
conservatives to host them?
Yeah, that's like. Well,
Well, no, I mean, there's some you could. I mean, yeah, there's
Tucker.
Allie Beth Stuckey out there.
Tucker.
Tucker would be.
I
No,
mean-
she's a
Oh,
person.
Tucker would be great. They
He
don't
would be
want Tucker
fantastic.
though.
She's a person.
Well,
of
Tucker
faith. They're
did
never gonna
the
allow that.
one debate. Well, it wasn't really a debate. It was just where he moderated and brought him on stage or whatever, and they talked for a while. That's when he embarrassed Mike Pence. That's when any chance Mike Pence had of being president was gone.
Is he still in it?
No, he dropped out.
He dropped out
Yeah,
last week,
Pence
2 weeks
dropped
ago.
Yeah,
something like that.
From my understanding,
Tim Scott dropped
dropped out too. Yeah, which I didn't. Tim Scott was all right. He wasn't gonna make it.
Well, it's down. It's down right now to DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and
Oh gosh,
Robbie
Nikki
McSwamy.
Haley.
And Trump.
And well, Trump is. It's whoever's. It's the VP. It's the vice presidential debate. That's
to
what it
align with Trump, is that what you're saying?
Hey, the YouTube rumors were floating around saying that Tucker was going to be VP.
Nice.
How awesome would that be?
Oh, can you see him on a debate with Kamala? And he does that laugh. Yeah.
He'd
No,
destroy
he
her.
does when she says something stupid. which
Oh
she will.
gosh, he would destroy her.
So this is the top 5 highlights from Vivek. Is it Vivek?
Vivek.
Vivek
Yes.
Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
So I was close.
Or Vivek.
I called him.
It's Vivek like cake.
That's what I was thinking.
Fake?
Vivek like cake.
Is that what he says?
He said that on Timcast, I believe. I'm a big Timcast watcher. So
Well, he does like to rap.
yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah, he did an Eminem rap, and Eminem defamed him for it.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
He did. Yeah, he
He's like,
did.
"Don't sing my stuff."
I don't blame him. He wasn't.
I think
very
he sent a
good.
cease and desist order or something for it.
He
Yeah,
wasn't very good there.
yeah, we do have a comment over there, but it's spam. So
Oh, okay.
we're,
Yeah, it's
we're
fine.
welcome to the club.
Yeah, welcome to the club. All
Yeah.
right. All right, let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's see what's going on.
All right, let's see. Oh, that's interesting.
The Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
That was great. He's like, "You can have the rest of my time."
I say this as a member of my generation. I'm 38 years old. I'm the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. The reason
38,
my generation has lost our sense of national pride, in part, is because people in my generation feel like the American dream isn't available to them. And part of the reason why is we burdened them with 4-year college degrees that did not serve their head start on the American dream. People will be more proud of a country if we're all making more money in that country. This is how we revive national pride and our identity, and it will take a CEO in the White House with zero-based budgeting, by the way, to take on the
Mr.
federal debt
Ramaswamy,
to
thank
get
you.
this
Let me
job
turn
done.
Well,
Okay,
it's funny
so-
because when Trump was in there, the GDP growth was fantastic.
Yep.
It was off the charts.
Yeah.
The economy was booming, and he was like CEO type material.
Right.
So why I'm with him. Let's do it.
Well,
If
I think
it
Trump
can't
set the
be-
blueprint
If
that
it
we don't.
can't be Trump, why not him?
For somebody to run the country, we don't need a politician.
No.
You need somebody who knows how to run something. Whereas Republican or Democrat, I hate Republicans just as much as I do Democrats.
Oh, yeah,
So
they're all
it's I am an independent. I'm very conservative, but at the same time, I think the Republican Party is just as evil and corrupt.
Mm.
He mentioned the American dream there. What is the American dream?
I don't know, but a lot of illegal immigrants are going back home because apparently the American dream is not.
It's not that great.
Well, that's
Right.
but he was just saying. He was saying that there's
the
Americans
American
out there.
dream, I think, is what he's referring to here. It's like owning a house, having a family, being comfortable, getting to 65, being able to retire.
Right.
I think that's the American dream, and with the prices of the houses and inflation and interest rates, what is it, like 8% or something right now on a house?
Yeah.
Something crazy. And that
Last
house,
time I bought a house, it was 3 something.
that house that is worth $150,000, you're gonna have to pay $350,000 for right now, plus the interest rate that goes on top of it. People can't afford that. No one can afford that.
I don't know why. Take out Trump's personality and stuff like that. I just don't understand why people would be like, you know what? Everything's really nice right now, but I want something different,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Hey, you know what I can do? I can say something so controversial we get banned from Twitch, and I don't have to be back on here anymore. How about that?
It won't take much.
Jared's like,
I'd like to use the tools.
well, I'm just saying that. They just come out here recently, and I don't know where it was in Arizona, Georgia. I think it was Georgia, but they had somebody on there who was doing a testimony where they were talking about they got these ballots, and they were like 150 ballots, and they were all for Biden, and every one of them had little punch marks in there and a little crescent, and she was talking about. I remarked to the person who was working with me how perfect these ballots were, how just immaculate these things were, and they all had the same. They had a little crescent mark in it, and every single one of them had the same exact crescent mark in them. I mean, there's no doubt, man. They just sit there and they just printed up stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know when. I mean, it's great. Whoever runs, fantastic. But until the elections become fair, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know when it's going to be enough to where somebody starts the founding fathers would have already been stacking bodies by now. I'm just saying. I don't get it. I'm not advocating for violence, but my gosh, man, if they're going to cheat on every election, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting here running. I don't know what it is. If he was the candidate, I don't know if I'd vote for him. I mean, there's nobody else out there.
Oh, I would 100% vote for him. I don't know.
You'd choose him over Trump if it was side by side?
No.
No.
No. And here's why.
Are we allowed to use that word on Twitch?
I hope so.
The Trump word?
The Trump word.
Oh my gosh.
And here's why. And it's not because I don't think he would be great. Trump's already had 4 years. Trump knows what he's getting into now, because when he first went in, I'm going to drain the swamp and I'm going to do all this stuff. And he failed at a lot of what he said because he didn't realize how deep the corruption went.
Mm-hmm.
So I my fear is that if he won over Trump, it would be the same thing. He would get in there. He doesn't realize what's all going on, how everything works.
Right.
He goes in with good intentions. I think Trump is the obvious choice because he knows what he's getting into. That, and he wants vengeance, and I want to see that.
I want to see scorched earth. That's what I want to see.
I want to see people in prison.
The number one mistake that Trump made when he was in there was that he surrounded himself with people who were not loyal.
Oh, his cabinet was terrible.
And people who stabbed him in the back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of these guys, almost every single person that was on his cabinet has come out and basically just badmouthed him and said he was a horrible person and all this stuff. And they've all joined, PMSNBC and all that stuff.
PMSNBC.
That's from Rush Limbaugh. God rest your soul, buddy. But I'm worried about him because this dude was a Democrat, and not just like Trump was a Democrat a long time ago when the Democrats were different.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't as far left as they are now. But he was. I mean, they've got video of him in a I don't know, a public meeting with candidates and stuff like that, and he's sitting there and he's asking questions of these Democrat candidates. He's in there with Pete Booty Boy, Buttigieg or whatever his name is.
But do you think it's a point
Booty
where
guy.
he was what we would refer to as a classic Democrat?
I don't,
because a classic Democrat now is an independent.
True.
So I
True.
mean,
Old
was he
school
more
Democrat.
classic Democrat? And the everybody's went so far left now that the classic Democrat looks like a conservative.
Well, for some reason, and polling has come out here recently. I was listening to Bongino talk about this. And polling has come out. It's very favorable toward Trump, by the way. But was also talking about if RFK Jr. runs, whether or not he's actually going to take votes away from Trump. And
I think he will.
No.
You don't think so?
Some, but the percentage was like, I want to say like 10% from Biden and 3% from Trump. So he's going to take more votes away from Biden than he is Trump. It doesn't matter. They'll just print a bunch of more to cover it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
They gotta print
seriously,
70% more this
we're to
time.
the point now.
I honestly don't think I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's going to get waxed before.
It could be.
Why aren't they trying to take him out of office right now? Some people are.
Who?
You're talking about Biden, right?
No, I'm talking about RFK.
Oh.
I don't think he's because it was so funny. He was so popular there for a couple months. Like when he first come out and he was pushing, and man, he was gaining, and all of a sudden, I mean, all completely off my radar.
Well, the media said we're going to blacklist him, and the media's never going to have him on or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so he did all his runs among like the conservative and independent shows, but the other people, they don't have him on to talk.
But I mean, you know, if the Democrats can't see it, I mean, they did the same thing to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders had a majority of the vote. Everybody on that side.
Yes, it is.
Everybody loved Bernie Sanders, and they just extinguished him. They were like, "You're not going to win. We're pushing you off. Walk out."
No, he extinguished himself. He took himself
money.
out.
Yeah, well, he has like 3 houses now too.
That's true.
So I mean, you know what I mean?
That's true. You're right.
They were pushing that. They
Yeah.
came up to him and was like, "Hey, look, we'll give you all this stuff."
Bernie was the leader, and they thought he was too extreme for the Democratic
Isn't
Party.
that funny? I look back at some of the speeches he had, and I'm like, yeah, he was crazy, but
Yeah.
he wasn't as crazy as what some of them are in there now.
Oh no!
I mean, look at Newsom. Good grief! If Newsom becomes the president of the United States, it's time.
Well, that's
It's
what the
time
the
to
Democrats
do
said.
something.
We're going to run Newsom, or we're going to run Whitmer from Michigan, the governor from Michigan who faked her own assassination.
Yeah, see that.
And it's like, why do you people vote for these people?
But the bad thing is,
I don't think they do. I know some people in Michigan, they can't stand her.
The bad thing is, if you watch Newsom, he has that, and I hate to say it, that Obama type feel to him. He's very presentable. He speaks well. He's very articulate. He tries to make good arguments, even though most of us can go, "Hey, you're an idiot." To people that don't know any better, he sounds pretty intelligent.
But he's hated.
It's
in
a shame
California.
that that's what it's came
He
to.
is,
though.
but I have a feeling that they're going to try to push him.
I
I have a feeling something's going to happen to Biden, and next thing you know,
It's a shame that it's come down to we're voting for somebody because he can carry a crowd. He speaks well. He debates well. Instead of his policies are right.
yeah.
Well, I think we saw that in Kentucky when they elected Beshear, which I thought was funny because Beshear in Kentucky ran ads, and that's relevant to us because we're so near the state. But he ran ads where he had Trump guys on there saying, I'm going to vote for Beshear. And it's like, you ran on Trump. Even though this guy during COVID was sending Kentucky State Police to churches to get license plate numbers. And then the Christians just go to the poll and vote for him because Christians are stupid.
Yeah.
And by most part, they are.
Yeah.
And they do stupid things. And so I just don't understand. Just not even from a party standpoint of being a Republican or an independent or whatever. How do you vote for these people? I don't get it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to raise your gas prices.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you kill your babies up till they can actually walk.
And the only thing they can say about Trump, he says mean things. Trump says mean things.
Tweets.
He's so mean to everybody. Well, that's why I liked him. He was hilarious. I mean, he'd get up there and the first thing he'd do is start calling people gay. You know.
Well, Trump says a lot of mean things, and he comes across as crass. I understand that,
but he's not a politician. Like this is not what he was intended to do. You know what I mean? He runs the country fantastic. I don't know if I put him in front of a group of people. You know what I mean? Like, although he did, if you look at like was it Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is? I mean, he walked across the border over there in North Korea with nobody with him.
Yeah,
he just walked over there like a top dog. Like, name another president that would have done that.
And he's probably right. I mean, Russia would not have invaded Ukraine.
No, not with Trump in there.
No, and I don't think Hamas would have done what they did in Israel. Because he'll just say, go over there and make that place a parking lot.
Everybody was terrified of him.
Yeah.
And
we've lost that. We're just not.
Nobody's afraid of us now.
And I mean, seriously, anybody watches this thing we're doing right now. I mean, it has nothing. It's absolutely nothing to do with political party. It's just from a common sense standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at a candidate, and make no mistake about it, RFK Jr. is as liberal as the day is long.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why conservatives are kind of drawn to him.
Because he's not as far left as what the left is.
He is in a lot of stuff.
But when he talks, he's still not as far left as what the current administration is.
The difference is with RFK is that he seems to have the ability to be able to sit down and listen to reason and have a debate about something.
Have a little bit of common sense about him.
Instead of just saying, I'm a nut job and you have to accept it.
Yeah.
And people, they can't debate him, though. He's pretty good.
He's sharp.
But I don't think he's going to stay in.
I don't think he's not going to make it. I don't think. Because is he running as an independent?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of independent candidates that probably have more traction than him right now.
We had a couple independents win locally, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
We actually did. And I think
in
you're
this
going to
county,
see
in neighbor county. Yeah.
I think the longer we go with this going on, I think the more you're going to see independents. Unfortunately, I think when it comes to the big stage, independent will never get it. At least in my lifetime, I can't see it happening.
Well, we need to have 3 parties. We do.
We need another option.
We need,
Yeah,
we need another.
There's not much
fourth
difference
option.
between the parties now.
Well, actually, there's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
A color.
Seriously, there's not a whole lot of difference because these guys, the difference between Democratic and Republican Party is Democrats tell you what they're going to do. They don't tell you what to do, and then they go to office, and then they do it. These guys tell you what they're going to do, and then they don't do it when they go to office.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been just looking for – Trump said, this is what I'm going to do, and he went in, and
He pretty well did it for the most part.
that's what he did.
Yeah.
And that's why people liked that. And what's funny is, like, if you sit down and, well, I don't like Donald Trump. Why don't you like him?
He's mean.
Well, they can't – they
Yeah, they don't have anything.
give me 5 reasons why you don't like him.
He's racist. That's the number one thing everybody says. He's racist.
He's sexist.
He's
is the other
sexist.
one,
He's
yeah.
racist. He's a xenophobe
Okay.
or whatever you want. to
Makes
call
mean
him.
tweets.
All right. He's racist. Okay. Give me an example of his racism.
You can't.
Yeah.
He was the first one to hire what was it a black female some type of head of construction for one of his buildings. He was like one of the first ones to do that in New York.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, he's racist and he's sexist. Well, really, then why would he have done that?
Well, when these people do these attacks, you have to be able to say, okay, he's sexist. Give me an example.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
No, they don't.
Can't.
They don't have an example.
No.
So that's what the media does. The media tells you that he's these particular things, and you just start believing that it's true. But that can go from anybody. I mean, I'm saying that for Biden. Anybody who's out there, Obama.
Mm-hmm.
If you say something about him, you have to have clear examples of, okay, this is why he is this way, or why I think he is this way. Instead of just believing everything that the media tells. The media still has a lot of power. I don't care what people say.
Oh, absolutely.
Not with us.
I think with the younger generation too, because the younger generation, they don't watch the news media. They
watch TikTok.
They watch YouTube.
They watch it in
TikTok.
30 and 60-second.
Yeah, they get
bursts.
They get theirs from social media now.
Yep.
Which social media is still slanted,
Mm-hmm.
but at least there's more.
It's a lot more conservative.
There's a lot more option when it comes to social media.
Well, it depends on your habits. You take
True.
something like TikTok. My suggested feed would look a lot different than somebody that aligns on the other side of the spectrum from me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to feed him more radical leftist stuff, and it's going to send me more conservative right-wing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's true.
they actually say, speaking of the young vote, that Trump has gone up a little bit in that. May get more of that. He's going to get more of the Hispanic and the black vote.
I've heard
That's why they think he's going to make it.
Well, I've heard lately that they said a lot of the younger, the next generation coming up tends to be more conservative. Now,
It skips a generation. It always does.
Yeah,
yes.
so I'm wondering, like, people our age that are raising kids now, looking back, going, "Wow, we screwed up.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Like, we need to change this."
You had the
before it
boomers who were like old school Democrats.
gets- Uh-huh.
And then Generation X is my generation, which is fairly conservative than you guys. Well, no.
Easy.
You're not millennials, are you? Yeah, you're millennials.
Well, we're on the
We're on the
tail end.
fringe. He's a little closer than I am.
I still consider myself Generation X, but
I'm on the fringe between Generation X and Boomer.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But now we have. So that was Y, and now we have the Z we have the Z Generation Z now.
Yeah.
So
Of course, we were Generation X before millennials became a term.
until they moved the line on us.
We were,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Were you
there's,
really?
there's actually an overlap in the generation table.
Yep.
Where they don't know where to cut off between.
Yeah,
X
because
and
millennial
Y.
wasn't a thing when they called us Gen Xers.
Well, we're 17 years apart, right? How old are you?
Yes.
15,
14.
16.
Okay.
Right now.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a big generation right there. I mean,
It is, but millennials are still considered what? 20? If you're 20, aren't you still a millennial?
I think of my kids, I only have one millennial. I think Eli's the only millennial.
So, yeah,
He's 20.
so,
yeah.
20. So 20 to 42
Yeah.
is technically
That's a
considered
big.
millennial.
They stretched it out.
Yeah, that's not
Try to
right.
drag us all in there.
Yeah.
but it is
Let's
kind
blame
of,
it on the millennials.
it is kind of the trends though, because like it's the following generation always has a tendency to be a little more conservative. You had the 60s to the 70s with
70s.
with the rise of liberalism.
That
But
was
then you had
liberal.
the 80s where you had Ronald Reagan like winning 50 states or
Yeah.
49 or 48 states.
Yeah.
So that oh gosh, it was such a great time. I miss those times.
Yes, the times of nuclear threats and having to hide under your desk in school.
Yeah,
because-
but at the same time,
if you're hiding under your desk in school, what's that going to do when a nuclear weapon hits?
I miss the Cold War.
mean-
I miss, all the movies that we had out there about that. Rocky IV,
Well, yes.
Red Dawn was kind of like that. War Games, all those 80s movies. There's a lot of 80s movies. The songs out there.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn was about
What's that?
the Chinese invading. I mean, not Chinese,
There was a
but the
remake with Thor in it. You might be thinking of.
North Koreans.
I don't know.
Who was it that invaded? Somebody could answer that. Who was it that invaded Red Dawn? It may have been.
It
No, it
was
wasn't Russians. It was the Cubans. It was Cubans and Russians.
It was a Russian sub. It wasn't it?
Hmm?
Wasn't it a Russian? No, I'm not talking Red Dawn.
Hunt for Red October. Oh gosh, what a great movie!
That was a Russian sub, wasn't it?
Except for Alec Baldwin. Yes.
Which I know the true story behind that. One day I'll tell you.
I read the book.
It's absolutely whacked out how they found out about the sub being made.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's whacked out.
All right, number 2.
And you were worried about filling 60 minutes. We've talked about everything but Ramaswamy for the last 20 minutes.
I said we're not even gonna get to anything else. This is gonna be it.
Well, we do this. This is what we do after church all the time. man.
Yeah. No
I
neocon.
want to be careful to avoid making the mistakes from the neocon establishment of the past. Corrupt politicians in both parties spent trillions, killed millions, made billions for themselves in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, fighting wars that sent thousands of our sons and daughters, people my age, to die in wars that did not advance anyone's interests,
Yeah.
adding $7 trillion to our national debt. And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country.
Oh my gosh.
The matter is the Republican Party is
How
not that
does
much
no
better.
one else
It's
see
just
this?
he says it, man.
Like he's right there.
You know, the first part of that, he's actually responding to Trump failure here. And then he expands it. That's what he's talking about, the $7 trillion debt
yeah.
added. He was actually responding to what he saw as a failure on Trump's
Well,
part.
what in the world is
And
Chris
then-
Christie still doing?
And
there?
then he jumped.
How's he
then he
still in
jumped
it?
on the Biden and all this other stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
I hope he's more legitimate than what he's. I hope he's just not a mouth. You know what I mean?
I know. I hope
Because that's
so,
what
too.
he is right now, and that gets attention, and that gets people's blood pumping, and
Yeah.
that's exciting. But
Once
I hope
again,
he's more than a mouth.
he's a
He's
great
38
speaker.
years old.
He's
He's
a great
still not.
speaker.
He's still not going to pull more votes. He's
No,
Trump's
he's not
still
gonna beat
be the
Trump.
Pure winner. I
But
mean,
can he run with them? I mean, that's what happened.
him being a VP would be. That would be it.
It would
right
be a
there.
VP that actually does something.
But he
unlike
already
the one
said
we have now.
he's already said several times that he will not do VP. He
Oh,
said,
did
"I'm
he?
in it to win. I'm not going to be a VP." Now, once it actually comes down to the rubber hitting the road, he might.
I don't understand why Chris Christie is still there, other than they probably have a free buffet.
I don't know.
He's
Have you
over
watched
there.
any of Crowder's stuff with Chris Christie?
Yeah,
They
some of it.
demolish him the entire time. At one point, they had him like in a tuna basket as a big tuna. His face pasted on it.
I mean, because seriously, I mean, you talk about the very definition of a rhino.
Oh yeah.
That's him, and so he's up there, and every time he's up in the debate, he's like, "Trump sucks.
Yeah.
Trump sucks." That's all his response for everything. Trump sucks. And it's like, why are you even here? You're in the middle of all these Republican voters, and you're saying Trump sucks, and it's
Yeah.
he's trolling. This is a great example of trolling right here.
Yeah.
I have no chance of winning.
He has no.
I'm just up here.
I bet Tim Scott had a better chance of winning than Chris Christie did.
I think the reason he does it is because he runs and he gets money.
Oh yeah,
and they send him money. He doesn't spend any of it. He just takes it. And,
Yeah, that's true.
He puts it in his wallet.
Yeah, you seen any campaign ads from him? Nope.
But he made a great point because and I fell for this. The neocons. He's talking about the Dick Cheneys and the Bushes for the past.
Yep.
And he's right. He's absolutely right.
Oh yeah, I'm like you. I fell for it too.
We
I
all
was
fell
right
for
there
it.
with him.
I remember just getting so mad when people would talk about the Iraq War and how we were just there for oil and stuff.
And when 9/11 happened, it was like, let's go. Like I was ready. Like, let's go over there and just demolish that country. Let's go. And
everybody wanted blood.
And everybody, and 9/11 too. If you think back, that's when we gave up all of our security.
We did.
Our freedom, because we were like, oh, you want to wiretap us? That's fine. Whatever keeps us safe. Anything, yeah. And that was part of the plan.
It started a lot longer than we want to admit.
Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy, we could really go.
If
down
we could
that
just go
rabbit
back
hole.
and just slap ourselves and be like, what were you thinking?
Well, you go back now, and even and Bush and Cheney have revealed themselves to who they were.
Oh yeah.
And there's actually another agenda behind all that. It was that those agencies, the FBI's and the CIA's, were about to have their funding cut, right? That they needed a purpose, and that whether that was orchestrated or allowed to happen, or we can discuss that a different day, but that gave purpose to those agencies that were about to be downgraded.
Because we'd had relative
and
peace
now,
for a time.
and now those agencies are overfunded and have so much power.
Well, and that's
because we
one
gave
of-
it to
30 years
them.
later, yeah.
That's one of his running points. Matt
25
Walsh
years
was
later.
talking about today, where he got on and he said that hey, 50% of the federal employees gone, and he said we're going to do it by like Social Security number. If your Social Security number is odd, you're out. He goes that way. No one can say that you're being, that you're picking and choosing. He goes nope. He goes then from there we get to chisel out, and we start. And Matt Walsh was like nope. Absolutely not. That's not going to do. It needs to be 90%. He's like, let's cut it more.
Well, seriously, he's right.
Yeah, it's like there's too much. It's too much bloat. It's bloated. You don't need it.
They sit around and they have too many people and they have too much free time and they're just like, let's go harass some conservatives.
Yep.
But we all fell for. That's what I feel so stupid about. It's just that we all fell for it, and I supported these guys and stuff, and it was all about making Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Halliburton and all that stuff. It's right. And he had a great quote, and I don't know if he talks about it later on, but Nikki Haley, who was basically, her family was bankrupt, she gets put on the board of Boeing, and next thing you know, she's a multimillionaire.
He's going to say that here in a minute.
Yeah.
So, is that true? I'd like to know that.
She didn't comment on it the rest of it.
Yeah, she never said anything about it, so
Oh, and okay.
So that's going to be probably a hard yes.
But these neocons, they make their money off the loss of human life. I hate to say
Absolutely
that, and
they
it's
do.
tragic. And none of these men and women died in vain. None of them did. They were serving the country. They
Yes,
died
absolutely.
with honor. But at the same time, it's just like they didn't have to die.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And just to, there's so many people out there who just are so evil that they will kill people just to make money.
Well, and it was like that moderator who had Trump on there interviewing Trump or whatever, and she was like, "Well, you said you would end the war. Who do you want to win, Russia or Ukraine?" He goes, "I want the war over." He goes, if I was president, 24 hours, it's done. And she goes, "Well, who's going to win?" And he goes, "It's not about winning.
Right.
It's about containing the loss of life. Let's minimize the loss of life here."
Right.
He goes, "It's about people dying, not who wins or loses."
Now, Israel needs to stop when all the terrorists are gone. Because if they don't, it's like if you leave one cockroach
Yeah, I don't know why they
around?
don't turn all that into a glass parking lot and be done with it.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about Ramaswamy, let's talk about that, because it's not in these clips here, but if you watch the whole debate, he comments on the Israel situation, because the moderator asks, what do we need to be doing about that? And he says
cut.
Israel is responsible for its borders, and we need to be focused on our southern border.
And our northern border.
And that
affairs,
and that was his answer.
Yeah.
Let them deal with them. We got
Yeah.
our own issues. So is that a good take?
I think it is
I
personally.
think it's a great take.
Because I'm like, hey, let Israel handle Israel. If they need help, they'll
Right.
come to us. They'll ask. I mean, maybe that's what they're doing now. I don't know, but
We don't need to make comments about anything that any other country does because we can't,
yeah, we can't control our own.
because of the questionable things that we do.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you think about it, we are the only, I guess it's from World War II and saving everybody's rear end across the world. But I mean, we're the only country that really just operates in any country that we want to with military forces and bases and things like
Could you
that.
imagine Russia just coming over here and being like, hey, we don't like the way you're doing things. We're going to.
Or Russia having a base here.
Yeah.
And,
That's
but we
mind-boggling.
have bases all over the place, and
Yeah,
we do this stuff. And I don't want to be an isolationist at all. But at the same time, that's what Trump wanted to be. He wanted to kind of isolate the United States, let us take care of our own stuff, and let everybody else handle their own. And I'm not against that.
And when we become the greatest that we could possibly be, at that point, okay,
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
happens. But for right now, we gotta fix ourselves.
And this is, okay, call me a patriot or whatever you want to call me, but a great America is great for everybody.
Absolutely.
And that's what people don't understand. And when we're down, the whole world's down. And when we're like, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Back in the '80s, you had a very strong America. You really did, and it helped everybody else. It really, because the Russians were crazy back then. I miss them,
I miss the crazy.
but they were crazy back then, and it was a fun time to be alive. But at the same time, you had to have a strong America, and you did, and that's made everybody else safer because of that. And so, I don't know what it is about this guy. I don't trust him. I don't know why I don't trust
There's
him.
a lot of people that don't trust him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
I
I hope we don't find out he's
I
just
don't fully trust him because I don't
just a
fully
mouth.
trust any of these people anymore.
Yeah.
I like him. I hope what he's saying is right. Would I vote for him if it came down between him and Nikki Haley? Absolutely. Would I come because I don't trust her at all.
Right.
I'd
pick
honestly
I like
take him.
DeSantis more than him.
I'd take him over DeSantis. I don't trust DeSantis anymore. I know he's done a fantastic job in Florida. I think he's going to let I think he's going to let them control him when he gets to D.C. They're already controlling his campaign. If you watch his campaign is miserable. The people running his campaign are total morons. They're terrible. They're letting him fail. So part of me wonders if they put him in there, pumping him up, going, hey, going in there, you can beat Trump. And then when he gets in there, pull the rug out from underneath his feet, make him look like an idiot, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him look like an idiot.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the people running his campaign are not trying to make him look like an idiot.
But it's also simpler than
Because
that.
they're attacking everybody that says anything about it. Like they're messaging people and they're terrible.
Encouraging that. Get in there. You can beat Trump. What does that do?
No, it makes his head get
It
bigger.
takes votes away from Trump.
Exactly.
Whether
That's
it's
the
just a
whole-
little bit or not.
Oh, yeah.
Will it take away just enough for them to twist
Who
things
knows?
into a win again?
And don't deceive yourself. Every conservative organization in America has a liberal in there. Several liberals in there.
Yeah.
Because they've infiltrated everything.
Oh, yeah.
Every single thing. Your schools, the media, Hollywood, the churches, everything. They're everywhere.
He talks about the schools being I can't remember if it's in these top 5 or if it's a different place in the show, but he
does.
touches on that. Yeah.
But I think that DeSantis running for president, I think it's like you said, it's a means to take votes away from Trump. I think they're gonna get him there and pull the rug out from underneath him because, like I said, they're making him look like a fool most of the time.
Yeah.
And how powerful would that have been if DeSantis would have become a VP?
Yeah.
How powerful would that combo have been?
Yeah.
But you're never going to see it now.
And now they're at
Now
odds with each other.
Yeah, you won't see it anymore because the RNC did that.
The only way I would vote for him, and none of these candidates have really said it, he's been closer than anybody, is somebody who gets back to the original intent of the Constitution to where you have limited government. And none of these people talk about limited government. None of them do. We're going to say, okay, the government is not going to tell your state how to operate.
Yeah.
That was never the original intent. The states, the way that the United States was organized was basically little countries united together. And so you could do what you wanted to do. Now the big government comes out.
The Fed. Yeah.
The Fed comes out and they got people walking around with cameras and microphones saying, "Do you want more or less government?" I want more government. It's like, no,
Yeah.
less government. Then you pick the state that you want to live in.
Yes.
Because it matches your values. And
now, was it originally set up to where like the federal government had like some type of oversight?
the federal government was responsible for defense and one other thing they were responsible for, but they were just it was never intended to be like this. It was more intended for the federal government to kind of be the oversight of that. I don't even know if the federal government was ever an ideal in the original intent.
Yeah.
But that it was basically we have a group of representatives and senators to come from these different states, but each state was autonomous and was allowed to do what it wanted to do. Now the federal government tells everybody what they have to do.
Well, and you've seen them behave outside of that, and it's because it happened with abortion over the last 12 to 18 months.
Right.
You saw the Fed come out and say, you know what, we really don't have the power to dictate what states want to do about that.
Exactly.
And then they backed out, and everybody hated that.
Yeah.
Right? Let the states do what they want, and then now this state's hate mongers, and this state's right whatever, you know.
That's fine. That's the way
but they realized though amongst themselves, hey, we really shouldn't be doing this.
And to me that was right there was the correct decision.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter which side you're on when it comes to the abortion debate. You should respect what they did when they said we don't have the right to dictate to individual states
what they do. Choose.
Let the people choose what they want to do.
Yep.
And what we're seeing is most states are choosing they want abortion.
A conservative stance.
Well, no.
Ohio just went up to 9 months, I believe. I think he was actually talking about that because that's his home state is Ohio, and Ohio is usually
violet,
bluish red.
Violet.
I mean, and they went pretty hardcore on their abortion, from what I understand. I could be wrong on that, but I think they went to like the 9 month thing.
But then you choose not to live in Ohio, and that's okay.
Exactly. You're like, okay, that state sucks.
Even though I disagree with their stance on abortion, I support their right to be able to decide themselves.
Yeah.
As far as the government being able to tell them that.
That's
and
how we do
it's the
it.
same way with Second Amendment rights.
Absolutely.
And and we go over to Illinois and stuff like that. I still carry my gun.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's like
They can suck it.
the Constitution is my, concealed carry permit.
People aren't okay with that idea anymore. That even though I don't approve of your lifestyle or your decisions, you're still fine in making it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like it's the same thing with the way we believe within Christianity. We don't agree with your lifestyle, but you have the right to make that decision.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean we hate you,
No.
right?
Right.
It does mean we don't support the way you're living or,
Right.
or the decisions that you're making, and that just applies in so many other places.
Well, people can't comprehend that because people from the left side of the aisle you don't agree with me, I hate your guts.
Yeah.
So they assume that's the way we are. And it's
It's like I could care less what you do.
I could care less.
Yeah.
I really could. You'd be shocked at how much I don't care.
You want to go out and you want to marry a lamp? I don't care what you do.
Right.
Whatever you do, you do you.
We've learned that over the last couple years, and it's just like it's my responsibility or my duty to make sure that you know and understand the truth. What you do with it has nothing to do with me.
But when you start telling my kids that they have to marry a lamp and that it's perfectly normal for them to marry a lamp,
That's
now I'm going to kick
where the
your
line's
ass.
drawn. Yeah.
That's
A
that.
lamp.
Yeah. Now
Yep.
you've stepped into my territory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you did your own thing. Okay, fine. You're nuts. I don't care. Now you're
You're coming.
you're in
after
my
me and
neighborhood.
mine. Yep.
and
Scorched
and you've
earth.
changed everything. Yeah, you changed everything
Yeah.
now. And that's what they do. Well, what do you get so upset about? You go after my kids, man. Yeah.
That's where.
Seriously, your ass is grass and I'm a lawnmower. I mean, that's serious. And that's what people, and we're going to get in trouble for that.
No,
I don't think so.
not
Okay.
Twitch. No.
So, I don't know. Get back to what we're talking about. I keep going. Maybe I'll like him more and more as we go through the clips.
Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her
Look at-
family.
look at the look
She
on her
becomes a
face.
military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that's wrong when Republicans do it or
Look at
Democrats
her.
do it.
Yeah.
That's the
She's
choice
just like,
we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right,
In
Mr.
which case we've got
Ramaswamy.
2 of them on stage.
In which case we've got 2 of them on stage.
I'm sorry. That is the most Trump thing.
That was
he
great.
did.
That was
I
great.
mean, he came out swinging.
And I like how I don't know if NBC actually did the side by side like that, or if he had to edit that in. But can you imagine if NBC or whoever did this did set that up side by side while he was saying that?
Like
That would have been great.
She just had a blank stare on her face, like, "Oh, stop."
He's
talking.
right.
Yep.
He's right.
Yep. Stop talking. You're
Well,
embarrassing
they had
me.
something on here, and I don't think it's in this this thing where he goes after, Nikki Haley's daughter
Oh, for using TikTok.
for using TikTok.
Yep.
And people are like, you just don't go after the kids. Dan Bongino was like, he was like, don't go after kids. Then somebody wrote to Dan Bongino and said she's 25.
Yeah. She's not a kid anymore.
She's not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
She's an adult. You can go after her.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I thought that was pretty funny.
And I mean, that's the thing too. It's like, well, if don't get on to somebody else, even if your kid is 16 living at home. If she's on TikTok and then you turn around and tell him that you shouldn't be doing that, that's not right. Blah blah blah. Well,
You're a hypocrite.
That's kind of dumb.
So he did talk about. I'm sorry, he did talk about her. We just should let the clip play on.
See, he's already he's on top of these things. Unleash the economy.
All right.
Do it.
Weigh in on this. Ways that you can improve people's financial condition in the short term.
Right, and as a CEO, the economic question is core to my vision and policy prescription for this country. Increase the supply of everything. It's the law of supplies and demand. Increase the supply of energy. That brings down the cost of energy, grows the economy. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear. Increase the supply of labor in this country.
I like that.
Stop using our taxpayer money to pay people more to stay at home instead of to go to work. Increase the supply of housing. People don't talk about this one in the Republican Party. The land use restrictions are constricting the supply of housing. That's making housing more expensive for ordinary Americans across this country. So that's the true answer. And I think it takes a CEO in the White House who actually understands this to get this done. Because Americans at home, they know the Bidenomics is a lie. Prices are going up. Interest rates and mortgages to buy your home are going up. But wages have remained flat. That's the hard diagnosis for our economy.
Inflation.
Yeah.
He hasn't said anything that's a lie.
No, he's been pretty spot on.
I mean, but he's right about supply and demand. I mean, it's because you saw it, like, we're car guys. And so you saw it with the cars. When they started running out of inventory, the cars.
Oh, gosh, cars went.
They started stacking these $11,000 premiums on these cars because they couldn't get anything. If you wanted one,
You were gonna pay it.
You were SOL, basically.
You were going to pay it.
You were going to pay for it now. But if they have thousands of cars on their lots, they're giving them away.
Drives the prices down.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that everywhere. And that's a problem because what happens is, but it's purposeful.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna blow up some chicken plants, and we're gonna blow up some processing plants. Which, by the way, if you notice, all the fires have been taking place on all these different plants out there.
That's weird, isn't it?
Weird. And so what they do is there's no supply anymore, and so the cost goes up, and then the wages stay the same, and everybody doesn't have any money. So they turn to government. Government help us. The government goes, well, here's your check,
Yep.
which you take and go out and buy a new flat screen TV with, instead of actually buying groceries with it. And
then
that's
you
fine
turn
with them. They
around
don't care.
And you vote for that person because they gave you money.
Everybody's going to vote for somebody who's going to give them money.
Yep. No matter why they're giving them the money. They might have gave them $200, but it cost them $10,000. They don't see that. They
Right.
just see that check come in. They're like,
I can go to town right now, run for city council and give everybody. I'll give you $1,000 if you vote for me. I'm in.
You win. Yeah, you win.
Yeah, that's what people do. People are nothing about integrity.
Nope.
They're just like, okay. So, I mean, Democrats, liberals. I don't want to put Democrats in there because I know some Democrats in there and I like these guys. So, but liberals are not stupid. We want to think they're stupid in a lot of ways, but they're not stupid when it comes to how to manipulate the system.
Absolutely, they know that.
They know that. They know
They're
how
common
to,
sense.
They're
They know
very
how-
good at doing it.
They're common sense stupid.
Yes,
Yeah.
but when it comes
Yeah,
to
that's true.
backstabbing, my God, they're the greatest.
That's cunning.
Yeah,
They're
Well,
crafty.
they know how to
they're
manipulate.
crafty.
They know how to manipulate people. They're very
Crafty.
crafty, just like the serpent was in the garden.
That's
That's
right.
right.
They're sitting
Making
there
his little
baskets.
crocheting little hats for people.
We've talked a lot about foreign wars tonight, but we're in the middle of a war right here at home. It's a war not between black and white or Democrat and Republican. It's between those of us who believe in our founding ideals and love this country and a fringe minority who hates the United States of America. And I think it's going to take a commander-in-chief to lead us to victory in that war, who first of all knows that we're in a war, Second of all, can't be captured by the special interests along the way.
Yeah.
But third is from the next generation, somebody with fresh legs to lead us to victory. I'll shut down the deep state. I'll declare economic independence from China. I'll keep us out of World War III, and then revive national pride in this country. I also want to close with one message to the Democrat Party. End this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee. We know he's not even the president of the United States.
No, you missed it right there. Did you hear they said right there? Listen closely.
I didn't see that part.
To the Democrat Party. End this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee.
Right here.
We know he's not even the president of the United States. He's the managerial class. So have the guts to step up and be honest about who you're actually going to put up so we can have an honest debate. Biden should step aside, end his candidacy now, so we can see whether it's Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else.
Right,
just tell us the truth so we can have an honest debate.
That is fantastic.
Number one.
That was good.
Oh, my
that
God.
was really good.
Oh, this is good
I
right
think
here.
there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you.
Yeah.
And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go. This is how we get our
Look at her. That's smoke small.
Oh, she's pissed.
Because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
And they're going to rig this election.
your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to
That's how
Governor
we unite this country.
Christie.
They're like, oh, okay, shut him up. Shut him
See,
up.
I-
He's talking about us.
If Trump would have said that, he'd have been arrested the next week
Yeah, you're right.
or tried for it at least.
Right, incitement or treason
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was calling out that they rigged elections. We couldn't say that last year.
No.
We'd get our videos
No.
removed. He just said it in a debate.
Yeah.
He did. He is such a look. I don't care. Even if he is a setup, he's still awesome.
I'll tell you what. Right now, I'm serious. Going into this, I didn't know where I stood on this guy, but right now I'm thinking,
he's a beast.
I'm thinking, yeah, I might. Now, granted, maybe I could. What's the DeSantis highlights?
Yeah,
I didn't look him up.
Here's the.
I don't
here's
think
the-
they're already.
Here's the
but-
thing with DeSantis though. Every time the camera's not on him, he's going.
Yeah.
He's trying to like do a smile, and it's so awkward. I'm sorry, Ron. Ron is a great behind the scene guy that ran Florida great, no question there. Leave him there. He's not ready to be president.
I thought he was.
I thought he was too when he first came out, but after watching him and all this stuff, he's not ready.
Yeah.
He needs to sit under somebody. He would have been a fantastic vice president to Trump, and
Yeah.
that would have been the killer ticket.
But he gets it. He understands Trump's appeal with people was that he just shot his mouth off, and people loved it.
And he sees that.
And he sees that. He understands that. He understands what we like when we hear a candidate from the conservative side.
And here's the part though. While he's doing it, he is being mean. He's being very brash. He's calling people out, but he's not calling them dogs and calling their wives ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's still a respectability about him while he's doing it.
And he has facts and figures, too.
He has facts and figures. So I think that's what differentiates him between him and Trump is because Trump would got up there and be like, "Oh, your wife's ugly. She's a dog." And
Yeah,
you know,
your wife's a whore. Did you know that?
And that's
I
kind
got
of
the tapes to prove
Yeah, I
it.
got the.
that's kind of the difference between Crowder's organization.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Daily Wire.
Yes.
They're a little
Daily
bit more
Wire
loose
is-
cannon. They get banned all the time.
Yep.
Daily Wire says just enough on the fringe side to not get banned
not
and
get-
tick
yeah.
people off.
Absolutely.
And they thrive because of that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Crowder, bless his heart, he gets hammered all the time.
Yeah, he does. I love it though.
That video you shared the other day to us got taken down.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, he's right. Everybody.
The manifesto one. It got removed.
Oh, yeah. Of
That's
course
not
they got
surprising.
removed.
Yeah. It's not surprising. at
But
all.
it's like nobody even thinks that Joe Biden is the president. Really, I don't think even Democrats believe
No.
that.
It's like he said, we know he's not the president.
like
he's
we
a
know he's
puppet.
not the
Yeah.
Everybody
president.
knows that. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
just like
Brock's probably pulling the strings.
he's a
back
guy
there.
who just kind of stumbles out there and is like,
Well, and Shane Gillis, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a comedian. He's recently rose in popularity, but he had a skit where he was talking about him. And he goes, Joe Biden turns into a Roomba after his message because he's just like he's walking around backstage just bouncing off of stuff. He's like he turns into a Roomba after he gets done talking. It's weird.
yeah, he got.
Did you see
went-
Trump talk about that?
No,
It was
I must have
not
missed
this
that.
most recent or exclusive debate he did, but the previous. He was up on the stage talking about how Biden doesn't even know where he is, and he goes, he doesn't even know how to exit a stage. He goes, watch this, and he turns
turns
and
around
goes,
and walks off the stage.
He'll get done. He'll look around like,
yeah,
Yeah, like am I done? Can I go now?
which way do I go?
and you know they probably got a bunch of people in the back of the crowd going, "That's right."
Yeah, that's right. Turn. Oh my gosh! But could you just imagine? Just let's say Vivek gains popularity, Trump ends up getting the nod, and Vivek ends up being a vice. Oh my gosh, that would be.
It may happen. I think it'll
Oh,
happen.
if that happens, that'd be fantastic.
And Michelle Obama's not going to run
No, there's
because
she
once
would.
they start checking out Big Mike, once they start doing scrutiny on Big Mike, they're going to find out there's
They're
a
gonna do
penis in that pocket.
They're
buddy.
going to do some digging, and that wasn't the banana in her pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to bring up all
I
the
didn't.
stuff.
I didn't even heard that was a thing. That's even more.
Oh yeah, that was the thing there for a while. It was
Big Mike?
Big Mike.
No, just Michelle Obama being a thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There for a while, they were talking about it because.
Oh, it's basically Newsom or Michelle Obama. That's who it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, who else could they pull right now?
It's
The
gonna be
Democrats have
Newsom.
nobody. I think it's
It's going to be
Newsom.
Biden.
Yeah,
He's not going to make it, dude.
yeah. He's going to have a tragic accident or something before that. You can just tell.
I don't
He's
want it
not-
to happen.
No,
But don't be surprised before November if he's gone.
I don't hate Joe Biden. I feel bad for him. When I look at him up there, I'm like, he has no clue what's going on.
I couldn't stand Joe Biden because he was like he's
a
mean
liar. He was a
person.
cheat.
Yeah, he was
This
a real,
Joe Biden here, he's
This
just
Joe
like,
Biden has no clue.
he's like
who-
old grandpa. Like I just feel bad for him. It's like just let him retire.
He goes out there and he says exactly what they tell
Yep.
him to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he starts talking himself, he's going to talk about how he corn pop and he's
You ain't black if you don't vote for me.
right. And he's fathered 15 Hispanic children who all
Yes.
live in various parts of the country.
You know, somebody pointed out, I can't remember if it was Crowder and his group or somebody else pointed out that it was incredibly sad that that his wife has to understand what he's being used for, puppeted as,
yeah.
and she has to be
She
part
don't
of
care.
it. She has to be a part of it.
She's
has
a
to be
publicity
evil
And how
to be able to
cruel
put
is
her
that?
husband
She don't
through
care.
that.
Yeah.
It's like Fetterman's wife. She don't care. She just
Oh,
wants
poor
to be
John, poor Fetterman. He's that guy.
That's good. They changed the policy. They got onto him because he came in the other day and had like sweatshirt and shorts on when he came to the. They're like, that's a no.
Poor Fetterman.
I don't feel sorry for him either.
I kind of do because I don't think he knows what he's doing either. I
But
don't
seriously,
know.
I mean, if you're printing ballots, you can run a sock puppet for a candidate and people vote. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to get elected.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
it's a
honestly, you
he,
should
I
put a
don't wanna-
sock puppet up there. It'd be more entertaining.
It would be more understanding.
I'd actually watch it.
All right, good. How far along are we now?
I have no idea. I can't see it.
40 minutes.
No,
Give or
we're
take,
longer
right?
than
A
that.
little longer, probably at least 45.
Wow, we did fantastic.
Yeah.
And we've got through one topic.
See, we were worried.
My gosh, can we kind of stop? Because I'm tired.
Well, let's at least transition to the Tom McDonald thing.
Let's do the Tom McDonald
We can
video.
cut the other ones out.
All right.
We'll spend 15 minutes on Tom McDonald probably.
You better hurry because I got to pee.
Yeah. And it's also freezing in this room. We didn't turn the heat on.
Oh, I feel great.
There's no
great.
way.
I do. I have a sweatshirt on. I came prepared.
I actually feel good. And I
came
usually run
prepared.
my house.
Yeah. So we want to get to a music video and also explain. I think that we understand that it's the music videos that kind of brought us what little bit of success we've had the last
So
several
we ought to
months.
throw one in there.
There's 500 new people that are hanging out because we reacted to music videos. That's basically what we gained the last 6 months. But I think it's important, and I think everybody understands it. You said it, we said it. It's not really what we want to talk about.
Right.
So it's still going to be there. It's not going to be the main focus anymore, but it'll still be there when it's relevant.
Right. Absolutely.
We're
But I had
tired
fun
of
doing
talking.
it because it was
entertaining.
I didn't want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, I was tired of talking about trending events because they've already been covered.
Right.
And it's hard to come up with a unique, especially Christian point of view with it anymore, right? There's already 1,000 opinions out there, and ours is way down the analytics scale from it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And we all have jobs. We don't do this full time.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah.
Right. So
that's
we
why
can't
we don't
put
do
a-
a video every day.
So when a story breaks, we just can't be right
Yeah,
there
we're
to
a
talk
week
about
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we're a week behind
Mhm.
normally.
True.
And so, but the videos were fun just to know that JR's not going to like them. And plus, promoting conservative Christian artists,
Mm-hmm.
I think is important.
Yeah.
Not Christian.
Did
sorry.
we do? About to say,
Calm
did we do any
No.
Christian artists?
No, we tear down the Christian.
Yeah, we tore.
That's true.
We tore down the Christian artists and the secular artists. We're like,
Yeah, conservatives. Yeah, Tom McDonald's one of our favorites here.
yeah.
He claims to be Christian.
Yeah, but he doesn't do Christian.
Okay,
music.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't
That's
know.
between him and God.
Yep.
Oh, really? Did you say that?
It is it not?
Well, we should be able to judge him by his fruits.
Yeah,
True.
we should.
But I don't know his fruits. All I ever see is him on music videos.
I don't
Well,
think
I
I don't think it's anywhere in the Bible or ever implied by Jesus Christ that it's just between them and God.
Well,
That's not the teaching of the New Testament. That's not the teaching of the New Testament.
No, it's that their fruits are evident.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't.
And
hang out
I
with
could
him.
look at the way he lives his life and disagree with what he thinks his faith is based in, but we'll leave that there.
Okay. There you go.
Oh snap! He just called you out.
That's fine. It's all based on fruits.
You're a
called
good man,
Superman?
Tom.
This is called Superman.
Okay.
I listened to the first 30 seconds of it. It's different. Not my favorite, but we'll see what we think.
Uh oh. Well, he's got an acoustic guitar. So.
Unlock my phone and watch the world die. They crying to God while they run for their lives. Blood in the streets, bombs in the sky. Goodbye. I hope you had dreams come true. I hope they see in their crosshairs what I see in you. And I hope and I pray, 'cause it's all I can do. I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast. We need something bad. More than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh, where is Superman?
He doesn't have a terrible singing voice. It's not.
Oh,
not great.
Where is Superman?
I don't know. The tattoos on his eyelids is very disconcerting.
Because they're like real, they're still open when he closes them.
When he closes them, it's like, okay, that's weird.
It's like, whoa, what's going on?
So he doesn't have a terrible singing voice.
No, it's
not
not-
terrible.
it's
but
not
what-
great.
But what's positive about it is it's not auto-tuned.
That's true.
Like what you'd normally hear
It is
from a
literally
rapper
just
trying
him
to sing.
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not great, but it's authentic.
I don't dislike his song at all.
Really?
Really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thus far, I'm not a huge fan, but
It's not what we expect from Tom
and
McDonald.
that's no flack on Tom McDonald. I still love Tom McDonald.
I think he saw Ginger Billy and how much success he had.
That's exactly he's trying to
Ginger
Yeah.
Billy.
trying to
I
sing
don't
some
even know the guy's
Appalachian
name
music
now. You
instead.
said
So
Ginger
now
Billy.
he's got his camera set up in the
He's
middle
not
of the
talking
field.
about Ginger Billy. He's talking about Oliver Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't
Ginger
know
Billy
his
is
name.
his own personality.
Yeah.
I was about to say he's also done some music. But we'll leave it at that.
I'd like to know where you got that bomb. That'd be really cool to have in your yard.
It's a green screen, but
Yeah, that's Nova Rockefeller right there.
yeah.
You
Pulling
think
her
that's a
back.
green screen?
You can see it some.
Oh,
you
here
can
we
see
go.
It sometimes
In the
behind his
comments,
chair.
is it a green screen?
Oh, wait a minute. I see it now. When you look at his head,
Because we got tore up on the last one.
Yeah,
but
it's
so many people believe those jets were real.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They've
Air
been
Force is,
passing each other this far
They
apart.
made
the Air Force is going to spend $1 billion let you just fly jets around all day long
Yeah.
while you do your video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made fun of us for believing it was green.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We were right. Go ahead.
That's
Back
right.
it up here.
Where is Superman? I
Oh, go
turn
back,
on
go
the
back.
news and watch the world fight. Thousands.
Why is there no shadow?
Where is
He's got
Superman?
Oh, there. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's got shadow.
What are we looking at?
He's got shadow. He's just
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
tear
yeah.
the green screen thing apart.
I don't know if it's okay. I don't think.
Tell you, Nova's good. She is good at this stuff.
I think. Okay, let me turn this.
There's
up
a shadow.
so we don't echo. I think that the resolution of that bomb
Doesn't match.
is different than the
Well-
resolution on his face.
But
Maybe she did it with a focal
Yeah,
thing.
there's
Maybe, but
Okay, it's
I'll
not.
watch it.
It's not a
closer.
big deal.
I'll watch it closer. Let me see.
It's not a big deal.
I turn on the news and watch the world fight. Thousands of men making widows of wives. I'll be home soon, walked off in the night. Goodbye, I will remember you. I know it's true to be shot and they're men just like you, but I hope and I pray, 'cause that's all I can do. I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast, we need something bad. More than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh, where is Superman?
possibly one of the lamest superheroes in my opinion, but whatever.
Oh,
I don't think he understands that if Superman, if they shot a missile at him, he'd kill them all. First, he'd take that missile and he'd stick it up their rectum. And then
Mike
That's
says
true.
one of the what
I said he's saying about Superman, but in my books, he's like one of the like lamest superheroes. I'm saying Superman, I can't be destroyed, but
not
anything but a rock.
necessarily
Like,
lame, but lazy. The
I just
factor
never cared for
behind his
Superman.
creation and his writing is lazy.
Unless Henry Cavill is Superman, then I love Superman
the best Superman.
because I'm not like that, but I'm telling you, he's one of those guys that
Isn't
I
he
would-
doing Warhammer?
I
or
question
something
my sexuality for.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way. Because he's like buff, but he's like a nerd. Like he plays Warhammer and he plays all these games. He builds his own PCs. Like
One of my boys.
I feel like we would be best bros.
One of my boys is pretty fascinated with a particular music artist, and I don't remember his name, but his girlfriend's always give him a hard time about how
Yes.
you talk about him a lot, and Mandy says, yeah, that's borderline a little creepy, and Chandler just goes, hey, if I was gay.
See, I mean, hey, it's okay for a dude to say,
It
there's like
just
one or two
spit out of
guys,
his mouth like.
All right, I remember my first encounter with that. So we're watching Legends of the Fall with a prime Brad Pitt in it.
my.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was.
And I was
back
like,
in the day.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a good looking man.
Yeah.
I feel weird for saying that, but that's a good looking guy right there.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
where is Superman?
Like I said, he didn't have a bad voice.
Oh,
It's just not anything I would listen to.
You got something else there? You got a minute left.
Soon
Oh,
you won't need a TV or an iPhone to see, because you will look out the window and boom. I don't understand.
Yeah,
who is
possibility,
good or
I
bad.
suppose.
They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast. We need something bad. More than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh, where is
Yeah.
Superman? Oh, where is Superman?
Makes my eyes water. It wasn't terrible.
oh, was that spaceship real too?
What?
No.
There's a spaceship?
You didn't see that?
No, I turned away at
That
that
was Superman
point.
going by, wasn't it?
Was it Superman or a spaceship?
Oh, I bet it was
It's
that's
Superman.
Yeah.
So is that real back there too?
It
With that
could be.
bomb and the Superman's real too?
if it's Henry Cavill,
Oh. All right, what'd you think?
eh.
Eh.
I mean, once again,
I like the boom thing. I didn't watch enough of it the first time I saw this.
I like it. I mean, I like it.
That's not my style of music, so
Well, it's not my style of music, but
Yeah.
I appreciate what
Yeah.
he's doing here, and I think it's a good song.
It was cool hearing his.
What was he
singing voice.
saying? It doesn't matter unless you have.
Oil
Oil,
sand.
oil in your sand, or oil and sand.
I thought he just said oil sands.
That might have been it too.
Well,
The subtitle
closed
said
captions
oil.
did not
all
keep
of
up
the
here.
sands or something. The subtitle said,
It said
all
oil and
sands
sand,
or
and then it was
something.
just like
Yeah.
all your sand.
all your sand, all your sand are belong to us.
Oil.
No one
sand.
else will get
Okay.
that except me, but it's
Hmm.
fine. All your
I
bass
liked it.
belong
I
to
actually
us.
liked it.
It was.
It's
I've
not
heard
it's
worse
not going on the
songs.
playlist, but I like it.
Oh, so it's less than a 3. See.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like
Oh,
it's a
absolutely.
2. I mean, it's what
Yeah.
is it? Pretty good.
It's
It's pretty good.
2's good.
Oh,
But it-
okay.
yeah, it's
You got to
not-
flip flop
Eh.
those.
I guess 1 then. It's
Now you're down to
pretty good.
1.5 now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just 1.5 because of Tom.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Tom.
already it's a 1 already.
It's immediately a 1. He could get up there and fart in the microphone.
So
It's
you made
automatically
a thing there
a
with Oliver Anthony. You think he's trying to capitalize on the Oliver Anthony theme a little bit? Just him and the guitar in the middle
Well,
of
you'd
nowhere.
be stupid not to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Our most
Because-
popular video of all time, by the way.
he's a little bit behind.
What?
Our most popular video is the Oliver
Oh,
Anthony.
but I'm just
video.
saying it's he that struck a nerve with people
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
where you just get on there and you grab a guitar and it's as minimal as you could possibly be and it you're just saying from the heart and people respond to that.
Is this part of his album with Adam Calhoun? I can't remember what they call Brave.
I bet you that was Adam Calhoun flying by
that might have been.
because there's never a video with Tommy Donald does have Adam Calhoun.
Not here lately. Not in the Brave album.
No.
I don't know if it's on Brave. Oh, they're calling it Brave 2 or something, aren't they?
Maybe
Who's Nova?
Yeah.
Is that his girlfriend?
Nova
yeah.
Rockefeller. That's her right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've been together for a while.
That's the new song. Her new song from a week and a half ago. It was all right.
She got 1.1 million views.
I preferred her rapping in Tom's latest video instead.
Yeah, she was really
Yeah,
good in that.
She was good in that.
We got Tor a new one for saying she wasn't very good prior to that. By the way,
Well, I'm sorry. Suck it, people.
she wasn't.
I didn't think she was. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, suck it.
Well, I had never heard her before that, so
She wasn't. You didn't want
wasn't
to.
good enough to hear.
I mean,
oh my
It's-
gosh.
And I'm not
we're
trying to
gonna
be
do
mean.
one again.
wow, I wasn't gonna go that.
And I'm not
far,
trying to
but-
be mean, but it's just like when you see Tom McDonald post a video, 3 million views in 3 days, and she gets 2 weeks and 1 million views. She's not as good,
It's-
not as popular.
Well, I've never been into female rappers. I just never have.
Ooh, yeah, Missy Elliott back in the day.
She was like
Queen
the
Latifah?
exception. Yeah.
Queen. That wasn't rapping, was it?
I don't have no idea.
Queen.
Queen Latifah.
Queen. Oh, I thought he meant Queen. I was like, he was kind of a girl. I mean,
Oh my gosh, how many people can we offend tonight?
oh, we
One
just
session.
get them all.
Girl rappers. So you got like Lisa Left Eye from TLC. That was all right.
I'm not saying they're horrible. I mean, but it's
TLC.
just not.
The only reason we played TLC was for the girls.
No, it was no scrubs.
That's the only reason we played it was for the girls. So
But
they
that's
could
what
listen
that's
to
not
it.
what No Scrubs was about though.
What?
No Scrubs was about the guy in the passenger seat that didn't have his own ride. It wasn't about the girls.
Yeah, but it was a girl-ish kind of a thing. And I wasn't
Oh,
playing it.
I see.
I wasn't playing it.
I never listened to them.
We had a guy that was always passenger seat. We played No Scrubs for
You
him.
would play No Scrubs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You seem like the type.
All
All
right.
right, that's gonna do it for us.
The end of the first live stream.
Hey, look at that. Yay.
Both buttons are still blue. Hopefully both of them are still working.
I hope so.
Oh well, hope so because we're not doing it again.
Nope. One and done, baby.
So we've been at this 60 minutes, which was the goal. Now, I wanted to hit 6 topics.
We
4 to
got
6
2.
We got 2 topics in an
Hey,
hour.
I told you 6 topics.
But I can see short form content to be broken out of here. I say some good stuff.
Okay.
I like this as long as it worked well.
All right, we'll see. All right. That's it for us.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
I really had to potty at this point. I've been sitting here for a whole hour.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah.